This is part 3 of the WWF SmackDown 2 review. Make sure you watched part 2. To start this part of the review, we'll be looking at the new match type SmackDown 2 had to offer. The casket match was a new match that SmackDown 2 offered, and it's the only time the SmackDown series offered this match. It's basically like a buried alive match where the object is to get your opponent into the casket, except in this match, for SmackDown 2, the casket is just an object that you have to throw them into, and obviously, as you can see, you have to kick your opponent until they fall back into the casket. It's a really easy match to win. It gets very repetitive. As you can see, I have to kick the opponent like 10 to 20 times just for him to fall back so I can get the win. There really isn't that much strategy to it. And that's why THQ chose not to put it in any of the other games. And after the match, here's Undertaker taunting. After he got his win. SmackDown 2 brought Hell in a Cell matches to the SmackDown series. You get out of the cell by throwing your opponent through it, or you can run through it. These are only singles matches, so you couldn't do like 6-man Hell in a Cell or anything, just one-on-one. They climb up really fast on the cell. Notice that. Also throw them off of there like that, and Triple H jumps off and miraculously doesn't get hurt. Surprisingly, this pedigree didn't even make them fall through. It took like 5 of those pile drivers to send them through. It's a fun match. Nice addition. You get a nice winning screen for the Hell in a Cell match. Here we have a ladder match. It was restricted to a single match, so you couldn't do tornado tags or anything fancy like that, just a one-on-one. You can still do diving attacks like that sweet diving headbutt I said Jericho do. Ironically, you would think it would be Benoit that would do that, but whatever. You reach up and simply try and grab the belt. There's no sweet spot to get like the newer SmackDown games. It's just very simple. Nice wall to Jericho. The hanging belt is always the European title. Not really any damage. You don't take any damage from falling off the ladder. Couple of crossface. And finally they got it. He was on the ladder, pushed him off, and just grabbed the belt. Easy win. The tables match could either be a tornado tag or single. I decided to do a tornado tag. You can see you can jump from the outside of the ring, which is pretty cool. Didn't know that. And as you can see, the table is always in set up position. Never ever do you have to set up the table. And there's 2 ways to actually win this. There's one where, as you can see, Edge is throwing Bubba Ray onto the table. You can powerbomb him like you've seen in the Backstage Brawl video earlier in the review. Or you can do this easy way, which I'm going to have Bubba Ray do right now. Simply jumping on him will cause a knockout, and that's the win. And just then I realized that I used the SmackDown apron with the Raw arena. In these earlier games, you have to switch the apron with the arena. 2 separate things. Here we have a TLC match. It can only be played as a singles match. There's no tornado tag for it. But you do have the option to either make it a title match or just a singles match for no title. The difference is it becomes a ladder match if it's for a title. You can see you have the chairs. They actually never disappear. And you saw that other move you can do with the chair when your opponent is on the ground. This is the pay-per-view arena. There's only like one arena for the pay-per-views. It just you change the ring apron for whatever pay-per-view you want it to be. I'm gonna set Christian up for a Swanton Bomb. Nice. Here is the Iron Man match. You can either be singles or special referee. I choose to show a special referee match. Just piss the Rock off. That's going to be the people's elbow. And Angle just stands there and taunts. Does nothing to help her. And he's going for it again. Now you can see what I was talking about in the first review, for the first SmackDown game, about the imaginary elbow pad. I just wanted to point out there that Kurt Angle interrupted the Rock's people's elbow. You can't even do that in the newer games. That's pretty cool. It's cool that the women referees actually have a women's referee shirt, like the first one where they all wore the guy shirts. And that's just a man's voice, though. That was fun. So it's basically an Iron Man match, you know, pins and submissions go for points. And so the time runs out, whoever has the most points, you know, is the winner. The slobber knocker match is somewhat of a gauntlet. You get 10 minutes on the clock, and you have to eliminate as many superstars as you can, whether it be a knockout, submission, or pinfall. And it's funny that X-Pac, I chose X-Pac because special is quick to execute, and it's all about time. I think it's funny that there's actually wrestling Tori, because I stole from Kane. That's what the computer gave me. She's pretty tough. And when they're knocked out, a nice loading screen pops up, and then your next superstar comes to the ring. Little classic feud here. There's one X-Pac. So yeah, this continues until either you get pinned or the time limit. So, basically it. This is the end of part 3. The review will be continued with part 4, where we look at season mode in detail.